We are down to the final qualifying heat of the day. Remember, we still have the women's and men's LCQ still to go, and this is an interesting one here. This is qualifying heat number 4. Now, there are just 4 athletes in there. Why? Well, Louis Vito, who represents Italy but is from the USA, proud Columbus Buckeye fan, he is unable to go today. We'll be able to talk to him a little later on, and now the Japanese contingent, T-Bird, looks even stronger.
Yeah, I mean, the story of the day in the men's field today is the Japan dominance.
Yes.
They are just absolutely incredible. That last heat was unreal, and I can't wait to see what happens in heat 4 here.
This is Noah Avallone now. He comes to us by way of Montauk, New York, born in New York City, currently a senior at Stratton Mountain School in Stratton, Vermont. That's an alma mater of many Olympians, including Lindsay Jacobellis, Mac Forehand, the list goes on and on, coached by 2-time Olympic medalists. Of course, from 2002 Salt Lake Games, Ross Powers, who is also a graduate of Stratton Mountain. Ross Powers, man, back in the day, he ruled the pipe.
And I honestly, for his reign of dominance,
Yes.
I can't think of a better last
Yes.
name than Powers. That's exactly how he rode. Noah Avallone dropping in right now. He's a goofy-footed rider, starting things off with a double barrel roll into the frontside double cork 1080. I like the energy he's bringing. A lot of flips, a lot of spins from Noah Avallone. Backside 900, 9.5 feet out of the pipe, and then a nice alley-oop to round out his run. 17 years old. From out of Montauk, New York.
Montauk's not necessarily a hotbed of snowboarding. It's not like your Breckenridge or your Aspen or your Vail or your Park City, but he gets it done. He gets 6 hits in, highest 12.7, average around 9.10. Nice performance for the 17-year-old.
But it just goes to show those East Coast Academy schools are still producing incredible talent. All right, so let's see his run breakdown right here. Double barrel roll. I like that. Don't see that a lot, especially on the first hit. Full commitment, head tucked the entire time. He knows he's going to. And then there's the front side double crippler, but he brings it to switch. Noah Avallone introducing himself to the global game.
You talk about Stratton Mountain School, Stratton, Vermont. That resort has a big couple pages in the history of snowboarding. That used to host the big event. The U.S. Open was there for years and years back in the day. And that's where they really kind of burst onto the scene with huge competitions. Every year, second week in March, Stratton would go off.
He's come here to prove himself.
So Noah looking for a big score here to start things off. He's got 2 runs guaranteed. And a 64.7. That is not a bad starting point for the young man out of New York City.
He will have one more run.
Speaking of youth, 17-year-old for Noah Avallone. How about a 16-year-old? That's what we got in Alessandro Barbieri from one of our favorite towns, T-Bird and I, P-Town, Rip City, Portland, Oregon.
Jersey number 87. He's a goofy footer, youngest rider in this heat, but not by much, because it's a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old, an 18-year-old, and a 19-year-old.
He's kind of the lord of the boards right now. Loves snowboarding, obviously, but competitive kite surfing, skateboarding, surfing, does a little bit of all. I wonder if he heads down in the summer to short sand and catches a few waves.
All right, Alessandro Barbieri dropping in. He's going to be coming in switch to his switch backside wall. We're going switch back 9 into the cab double cork 1080. There's the front side double cork 12 into the backside 900. And the front side double cork 1080. You can hear it. He knows it. He's feeling good.
That was a vocal claim right there, Connor Manning, and that was impressive. The helmet. Young man, you're going to need that for your second run.
What's up?
That 16-year-old should be able to do that. I was just happy to have a driver's license.
No kidding.
Come on.
Look at this. Frontside double cork 1260. You see how that board is so maxed out torsionally as they're going up the wall, and all of that energy releases.
Nice little touchdown on the side of the wall, rides out of it.
Backside 900, double grab. There's grab 1. Now watch that left hand. 2. Judges take note of that.
Coming off a big performance just a short time ago, a few weeks ago, back in Calgary at the Calgary Rodeo. And it's an 84. Oh, that's on the judge score. 83. I thought 84. 83 for the young man from Portland, Oregon, and he will retrieve his lid.
You're going to need that for run 2, buddy.
Grazie tutti.
And he's bilingual, throwing some Italian our way.
Okay, good to go.
And now, not one but 2 members of the Japanese contingent ready to go. Shuichiro Shigeno now, just 19, from Kawasaki, Kanagawa, Japan. Made his World Championship debut in 2023 where he finished 10th in the halfpipe. In case you're wondering, Kawasaki is just an outskirts of Tokyo. So plenty of riding opportunities for this young man. 5th place at the most recent X Games in this very same pipe.
Yes, can the Japanese dominance continue here on day 1 of Snow League? Frontside 1440 from Shuichiro into the cab, double cork 1080. What? Frontside double 12 into the back 9. For a minute, I thought he was going to go 16. I almost had to stand up.
Shigeno with a great opening run. We've come to expect nothing less from the Japanese riders. They have certainly come to Aspen to play, as Shaun White has given them a platform here at Snow League to show their absolute national dominance right now in half-pipe riding.
Highest air was 14 feet. There's the front side double cork 1440. Okay, so he grabs about halfway through, hangs onto it. And just the height needed to do that trick. And then down toward the bottom of his run, front side double cork 1080. There's another truck driver grab.
That is the grab du jour, isn't it?
You know, I think it's, sometimes the judges, if you put your hand behind your knee, they will dock you for it. So I think a lot of the half-pipe athletes have said, why not just kind of reach a little further, grab both edges, make an effort.
Shigeno, 76, puts him into 2nd place right now. So Barbieri of Portland, Oregon has the mark to be 83. Reminder, this heat just has 4 athletes. Louis Vito, who is scheduled to be in qualifying heat number 4, injured, unable to go, but he is here in town. Rumor has it he may be making a cameo here on our set. Ryusei Yamada now, 2023 Japanese national champion in halfpipe. And when you're the Japanese national champion in halfpipe in the last 5 years, that's saying something.
Yeah, you're top 10 in the world at that point. All right, so
just 18.
Dropping in switch here. Ryusei Yamada, switch, McTwist. Thank you very much. That's money in the bank. Into the cab, double cork 1080. Oof. There's the front side 12.
Beautiful big twist there.
T-Bird, I got to ask you, as we watch this Japanese precision on display once again, what is the hardest trick right now in the halfpipe other than the triple?
That's a great question. And you know, I kind of think Lucas Foster's alley-oop double McTwist, maybe, it's hard for me to say hardest, but to me, scariest.
Yeah.
That is a terrifying trick. But Ryusei Yamada, switch McTwist, almost 16 feet.
Oh my goodness.
Out of the pipe.
Add that to 24. Isn't that 40?
That is.
Connor, same question to you as we watch Japanese precision, if I can say that correctly one more time. What is the hardest trick right now? What are the judges rewarding the most other, I guess, than the triple cork?
I think the switch backside spins up and above that 1080 mark where it's a blind landing coming around are one of the toughest. And I think we honestly saw one of them earlier on with Campbell Melville Ives and the alley-oop double rodeo.
Yes.
Just so hard to put down, usually slide out on the heel side edge, and he nailed that one.
Well, we might have a new leader here as Ryusei Yamada just put down an absolute gem, but is it better than 83? Probably not. 77-2.
Okay.
So he's in the conversation. So Japan now sitting 2 and 3 with Yamada and Shigeno. And Alessandro Barbieri, this 16-year-old, can I say it again, from Portland, Oregon, is leading going into the second run with an 83.
Yeah, he is making his name known to the world, much like Campbell Melville Ives. And then you see Ryusei Yamada currently in the last chance qualifier, followed by his fellow countryman, Shuichiro Shigeno.
I think that 83, that's going to be a tough mark. I mean, the way the judges are calling it today, and Connor Manning's going to kind of educating us along the way, the range, 83 is not going to be a walk in the park for any of these other riders to top.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, they're all back to the top. They're all ready to go. And there you see the standings. Number 1 score goes automatically into the quarterfinals. That means they're done for the day. Their work is done. Positions 2 and 3, they go to that last chance qualifier as Noah Avallone now out of Montauk, New York, dropping in for a second and final run.
And what a story if Alessandro Barbieri automatically qualified for tomorrow in his first snow league.
If I had to ask you which American will be able to take down the Japanese, you would not have said the 16-year-old from Portland.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Barbieri.
New superstars will rise.
Look at this. Oh. Got into the back seat on that transition area.
And that kind of goes back to what Chris Grenier was saying at the bottom of the pipe before this heat started. The pipe conditions are changing. It's getting a little choppy on that left wall that's been sitting in the sun most of the day.
Now with just an all-terrain vehicle, also competes in snowboard cross and bank slalom. Ooh, right there.
Yeah, there's the double crippler. It looks like he wants to take it to fakie. I think last run I did call that it went to fakie, but he brings it back to regular at the very last second. But he just kind of G'd out in the flat bottom just a little bit. He landed a tad too low. And I hate to say it, but that's going to be it for Noah Avallone. Not the last time you'll see him, though.
No, 34-2. He'll hold on to the 64-7. And then there were 3, down to the final 3 competitors in the qualifying here in Aspen, Colorado. This is a 4-man heat. Why? Our good friend Louis Vito, unable to go. He was scheduled to be in this one, and that would have really spiced things up just a little bit. But as it stands right now, we've got a 16-year-old from Portland, Oregon, Alessandro Barbieri, holding down the top score right now with an 83. If he can improve upon that, T-Bird, that will be something. But if he doesn't, he's still in the conversation. He's moving on to the next round.
But with Ryusei Yamada and Shuichiro Shigeno to drop, I know he wants to get up above that 85, 86 mark just to give himself a little bit more padding.
And you talk about the higher you finish. If you don't claim the win, it's seeding. You get a better seed.
Exactly. All right, so Alessandro Barbieri, 16 years old, goofy-footed rider, getting ready to drop in for run 2 in men's qualifying heat 4.
He's got to be a Blazers fan, right?
I would hope so. I would hope so.
Find out for sure. Rip City, here we go. Barbieri making the final adjustment, sitting on 83. Now, when he finishes his run here, he will sit and wait to see if he wins this heat or if one of the 2 Japanese riders who follow him knock him off.
All right, so he's coming in switch here. He's going switch backside. That's what Connor Manning was talking about. The switch backside blind spins, if landed, you will be rewarded for. Unfortunately, Alessandro did not land that one.
I respect the fact that he went for it, though.
Me too.
Could have backed it off and said, you know what, little cruiser, and I'll sit on my 83. He was looking for more points, fishing for more. Look at this.
Oh, yeah, just a front switch double cork.
Oh, cash dub, and then he took a little bit of that's a Todd Harris move right there. The full snow scorpion got him. Well, the damage was already done, so the score will not matter. The 83 is what he will hold on to, and this one will become a throwaway for him. Bright future, though.
So here he is on his switch backside. Not enough airtime. You see him initiate with the shoulders, lead with the head. Not quite enough. He's still stoked though, look at that.
Throw away that 8.7. Now sit and know that you're moving on to the last chance qualifier at the very worst. Best case scenario, no one tops the 83 and he joins Team Japan back in the hotel having some après because he's already into the quarterfinals. This is a situation, though. He's got to sit and wait to see what Shuichiro Shigeno does here, and then his fellow countryman, Ryusei Yamada, will have the final say. Both of them looking for a score better than 83. But all three athletes are moving on, whether it's LCQ or whether it's automatically to the quarterfinals.
Shuichiro Shigeno starting things off with a front side 1440 into the cab, double cork 1080. There's the front side 1260 into the double cork back 12. Not enough airtime on that one. Only 8 feet 4 inches. You want to be up in that 10-12 mark to get that trick around.
So Shigeno does not answer the bell. Just 4 hits and a fall, which means he will hold on to his 76. So he is into the LCQ, but he will not win qualifying heat number 4.
And we're starting to see a theme, Todd, right? As the amplitude goes up, the hit number gets a little bit lower run by run. I think you're going to see a lot of that tomorrow on day 2.
Sure. March Madness kicks off tomorrow, the quarterfinals. It is all about knockout, and you have to come in on either side for your 2 runs. So the 31's his throwaway. He holds on to the 76. It keeps him in 3rd place, but he's into the LCQ. So it comes down to this, our final competitor in qualifying. It is none other than 18-year-old Ryusei Yamada. He's going to have the final say here. He's either going to finish in 2nd place and have to go to the LCQ, or if he gets better than 83, he wins qualifying group number 4, and it is a complete full house Japanese sweep.
Yeah, and he's got about 6 points to make up here. He is dropping in switch. There is that switch McTwist. Man, that is good looking right there. Into the cap, double cork 10. There's the front side 1260.
One more.
Big old McTwist. And he goes front side 1440. So a 10, a 12, a 14, a switch McTwist, and a regular McTwist.
I have a feeling it's getting a little sporty in the judging's office right now because they've got a big decision to make. Do they bump him over at 83, or do they put him somewhere below the 83 and give the win to Barbieri? I think we're going to see a lot of green on this.
Yeah, that switch McTwist 14 feet out. That is a lot of hang time on your first hit. Such a talented young rider. There's the front side double cork 1440. Is that 6 points higher than his first run score of 77.25?
77.2 is what he's sitting on. It's a 78.7, so he does not take the win. And the Japanese freight train has been stopped after 3 wins in 3 heats. It is 16-year-old from Portland, Oregon, Alessandro Barbieri, that gets the win. Wow, what a performance right there. Yamada and Shigeno, they are off to the LCQ as they finish 2nd and 3rd. We set it down to the crowd. Chris Grenier, it's all yours.
We're here with Alessandro, only 16 years old, our Heat 4 winner. Everybody's struggling for speed. You were going huge. How did you do it?
A lot of technique, a lot of practice, and I didn't want to throw too hard in the beginning, for strategy purposes. And I knew the first run was, if I did it clean, it could have had the chance. And I know Yamada, we have been dueling it out for the whole season, so I know what he's capable of. So my goal was just to land it clean and then send it the second one. Unfortunately, didn't land it. If I landed it, that would have been even cooler, but I'm happy with this. Thank you, Shaun White, for the event. We need more events like this to make all the riders more famous, And yeah, thank you, Aspen. Couldn't ask for more.
Congratulations, the future of the sport. Good luck. Yeah.
Alessandro Barbieri rocking a world-class goggle tan, and he is off to the quarterfinals as he gets the win in heat number 4. Men's qualifying is complete here. Snow League, day number 1. Let the madness begin.